Mr. Clerk. To my colleagues, this is something that a lot of us have talked about over the years, and this might be the biggest step that we've taken since the implementation of the IB program in the city of Miami Beach. And I want to thank the superintendent and his staff, specifically Lisa Martinez, and also Vivian Pardos here from the region. And I want to especially thank the parents, the members of the PTSA, and the folks that have been very involved in all the work we've been doing. I've spent the last probably 4 months working with the school district and our school board representatives and trying to figure out a way to upgrade what are already good schools into even better schools in our district and in our feeder pattern. We get our appropriate allocations from the district. They do everything that they're supposed to do, in my opinion, but we want more. One of the things, the three major items, the three major bullet points are: not every family that wants to put their child in pre-K can in our feeder pattern, and I want to correct that. I want every family that wants pre-K, I want them to be able to get it. I also want to see if we can supplement the educational programs in Miami Beach Senior High and in Nautilus Middle School. We spend all of our campaigns when we run for office talking about how we can't do anything. I remember every one of these debates, somebody goes, "What are you going to do about the schools?" And everybody's like, "Well, that's the school district, and we're the city, and we don't really do." It's like a broken record. I've been watching it for over a decade. We can do something. This city has the financial capability, if the school district allows it, to partner even further, well beyond the IB program, to supplement our programs to where they need to be. Our non-core classes in Miami Beach Senior High, our electives in both Miami Senior High and in Nautilus, in the arts, in the AP classes, all of these matters that the legislature has gotten very creative on when it comes to class size limitations and how they don't feel that their funding would be appropriate to limit these class size consistent with the Florida Constitution. So I along with Eve from the City Attorney's Office and working with Lisa Martinez from the Superintendent's Office and working with the parents, we put together a resolution with a solid timetable that once the master schedule is put in place in May 6th, we're going to hopefully move forward. And I want to encourage my colleagues to recognize that this is an opportunity. We may have to pony up some money. And listen, even if you don't have kids, your property values are very dependent upon a quality school system in Miami Beach. You pay your school board taxes just like everybody else, and they don't come knocking on your door and like, "Oh, you don't have kids, you don't have to pay your school board tax." But this goes beyond that. This is not the city paying for things that the school district is supposed to be doing. This is the city potentially supplementing what the school district already does. And I've chosen to take the lead on this, and I encourage my colleagues to do the same. And when budget season comes along, we've been working with budget, we've been working with Leslie, and we're going to sit down with the master schedule and see what it is that we can do. What do you think, Commissioner Tobin?
The people that voted for you are very proud of you today, and the people that didn't vote for you are kicking themselves in the you-know-where that they should have voted for you. This is an unbelievable, great effort. Not to say that everybody up here doesn't try, but you certainly got a touchdown. Hopefully here we'll see in July. But thank you, from everybody for doing such a fine job here.
Ms. Martinez, do you have any words that you would like to speak on behalf of Superintendent Carvalho?
Thank you, Commissioner.
I like your pin, by the way.
Thank you.
I got chastised via text message for not wearing mine.
Oh, you didn't have your pin?
Yeah.
Good afternoon, and thank you for. Yeah, go ahead.
No, that pin.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be able to speak on behalf of the superintendent, on behalf of Dr. Karp, as well as on behalf of Associate Superintendent Idaida Mendez-Gartaya, who is typically the representative for Office Intergovernmental Affairs. They're all at our school board meeting, and that's why I'm here representing the school district. And in addition to that, I'm most certainly here because we have worked very closely with Commissioner Grieco on this important project. And I think ultimately what we reflect upon the conversations that we've had over the past few weeks, and it's really about thinking about all the success and the strong partnership that the school district has had with the city of Miami Beach and how we can be able to just continue making that stronger. And so our commitment in being able to establish joint priorities, making sure that we are making data-driven decisions that effectively leverage all resources that we have really is at the commitment of what the superintendent would want to be able to see happen and unfold around the needs of the students that are served in Miami Beach schools. So we're excited about the opportunity to be able to continue strengthening the work that we are doing in the city of Miami Beach schools, and we look forward to being able to bring back a plan that will be collaboratively developed with the school district's administration and the city's administration in the next month.
Right. Anyone? Oh my God.
I mean, I think we have to look at it further. I mean, I think we have to see what our resources are, what it is, what we can do. I don't think there's anyone that doesn't want to do it. It's just a matter of, resource allocation and what we can do. I mean, we can only squeeze the balloon so many ways. This is probably an area we should squeeze the balloon, but we got to see how much air we got in there to squeeze.
Well, just before, and I'm going to defer to Commissioner Malikoff if she has comments, is that, the purpose of government is, in my mind, very simple. We can talk about parks and all these other great things that we do in this city, but it's really about educating our kids, picking up the garbage, and making sure you have firemen and policemen.
Yep.
That's the basics. All right? Well, picking up the garbage.
Picking up the garbage and the police.
I'm talking about like the sidewalks are broken and you can walk. And
You're 100% right, Mike.
So we've got to perfect that. That's our job. We're a city we had a surplus last year. I'm certain that we're going to have a surplus this year. We have a responsibility to our children. We have a responsibility to the families. And I am going to beat the drum every day until we get this right. And I want to thank the school board for being a partner in this and being open to this, because it's something that, and Kayla and John Alamon and everybody that's worked on this, and they're optimistically skeptical, I think, just because of years past. But I can tell you that I am going to see this through, and I know my colleagues will as well. And what I'd ask of my colleagues is that I think that it's appropriate to refer this back to finance, but I would also like to refer it to neighborhoods. So we're talking about it both on a financial basis as well as on a substantive basis. And we've got two different teams of commissioners voting in those two committees. And this way, we've pretty much got the entire commission weighing in on this, so we don't have it popping up on every commission meeting. Maybe have it come back and, have it referred back in June.
We'll do it joint.
Yeah,
do it joint.
Yeah. Well, we can do that.
Finance neighborhood.
That's fine.
Yeah, why don't we do that? So I would refer this to a joint neighborhood finance meeting. Thank you for the recommendation, Commissioner
If
Tobin.
the dates can work out, yes.
Right, if the dates can work out.
I just wanted
Please.
to say a few things as a product of the public schools and former PTA president of Miami Beach High School and the gifted program at North Beach, et cetera, et cetera. Plus, I'm a graduate of them, as were my children. We pay more in school taxes to the Dade County School Board than we do in taxes to the city of Miami Beach. We are a donor community, and over the years, and we've made this clear, I believe, to the superintendent, we feel we're paying a lot in taxes and not getting back in return what we think the city of Miami Beach should get. And we ended up with the city actually buying computers, or paying for the computers, we didn't buy them, paying for the computers at Nautilus that we believe should have been provided through the school board. So I think I'm interested in continuing the conversation, but we really need the school board to step up to the needs of the community of Miami Beach, because our students deserve it, the residents deserve it, and it's important, as Commissioner Grieco said, That's why people move here and love the city, is because their children can go to public schools. They don't have to pay the thousands and thousands of dollars per year for private education for their children, because they get Class A good public education here within the schools. We want that just to get better, and for our generation, no, not my generation, for my grandchildren's generation, and for the children for the years to come.
Right, and Commissioner Malgoff, just to respond to that, you know, and I spoke with the superintendent's office as well as the school board, and what you'll see countywide is that there's an equity issue, that even though we're a donor city based upon the wealth of some of our residents, and we could be up to, I believe, a 6-to-1 donor city when it comes to dollars out versus dollars in, and you'll have Miami Beach dollars commingled and spent in Jacksonville and Ocala and all sorts of different places. It doesn't just stay in the county. And, you know, I think we're allocated, what, $6,900 a student? Is that what it was? That right around $7,000 a student? And that's across the board. And you know, we can sit there and have a sit-in in the district's office, but, you know, I look at it from their perspective too, that, you know, they're going to write us a big fat check, but they're not going to write a big fat check to some other school. You know, it might not be equitable. So that's why, you know, I've expressed my commitment to have the city of Miami Beach make a financial commitment to its own education of its students. You know, if the problem can't be fixed or mitigated in one way, you know, we'll partner up and work with them and give them the tools that they need. So with that, I would make the referral, and I thank my colleagues for the attention. Does anybody want to speak?
Yeah,
Ms. Reiner?
And I'll second that referral.
Yes.
Thank you. We're no longer optimistically skeptic. We believe that you're going to accomplish great things for education. I'm Kayla Reiner. I'm the past president of the Miami Beach Senior High PTSA. We had some overcrowding issues this year at Beach High due to a change to the formula for calculating the constitutional class size amendment. The process of uncovering this has shed light on a number of issues, including what classes the class size amendment doesn't protect and other issues that affect the quality of education at our schools. The good news is that with renewed focus, there is an opportunity for discussion to see how some of those gaps can be filled. Thanks to Commissioner Grieco, the district has come to the table to help make this happen. You may be asking why the city should invest additional money into schools when we already are, as Commissioner Malakoff said, a donor city. The city has a wonderful history for going above and beyond to better our schools. Among many other programs, the city has funded the implementation of the IB program in all of its feeder pattern schools, including the IB diploma program at Beach High. We hope that the city will continue to recognize the need to enhance our schools. One example I can give you is the need to strengthen the 9th and 10th grade language programs to better prepare students for the rigorous IB diploma program. Currently, state law defines language classes as electives and not covered by the class size amendment. There are no limits to how many kids can be put into electives. Smaller language classes are a necessity to a successful IB diploma program. There are many other examples of educational funding gaps that can be filled as well. We hope that the city will continue to invest in our schools. We are a world-class city that should have world-class schools. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. Hello, I'm John Alaman. I'm the chair of the City of Miami Beach Quality Education Committee. And I wanted to echo, first of all, I wanted to say thank you to Commissioner Greco and the Commission. The way that this was approached through dialogue and collaboration, I think, is why the quality of result has come out. We have a specific example even this year of where additional funding can be brought to bear that does not mean that the Miami-Dade County Public Schools is not paying for something that they should be. I want to mention the contribution of our school board member, Dr. Martin Karp, who has funded after-school Spanish language in the elementary schools, as well as at Nautilus Middle, in order to help the students prepare throughout their careers to get to Beach High and to perform well in the International Baccalaureate program, which is very near and dear to us, and I think helps us attract families and recruit talent into our community to have their businesses here and be employed in our community. So there's, to me, a relationship between having a good product for business people in terms of the education of their children that resonates globally, which is the IB program, and the rigors that requires for Spanish language. I'm, recalling the discussion about having qualified Spanish language teachers and how many there were, and I know that the city has come through with some teacher training as well. So those are mechanisms to help fulfill what we're looking for as a city, which is a great, robust international baccalaureate program with students that are well prepared in Spanish to perform well in that program and go on to their college careers and hopefully come back, to work here in the city of Miami Beach. So thank you for the dialogue and the collaboration with the district, and I wanted to give that example of a good project that is valuable, that is not taking something that the district could have or would have been able to pay for. So thank you.
Thank you, John. With that, yes.
Yeah, just, I would be remiss if I didn't recognize the other commissioners, because, everyone here, Dee Dee, Commissioner Malakoff, Commissioner Steinberg, and the mayor that's not here, we've all been committed, and the Quality Ed Board and the PTA people, because it's not, although you've made it, looks like you're going to score big points here. It doesn't just happen with one effort. It happened because every commissioner here, sitting next to me, all made a commitment. I know when Commissioner Steinberg was running and Commissioner Malakoff was running, and they said, listen, I agree that schools are my responsibility, even though it's really not my responsibility. And the Quality Ed people, and John Alamon, and Kayla, and, everyone, this is really a collaborative effort, and it would be wrong not to recognize the team effort, because as we've seen before, if one person is strong and everyone else is not, we're not a cohesive body, we don't get things done. So
I wouldn't have brought this up if I didn't think that everybody was on board and committed to this. I know that. I know that there's an appetite for this.
Yeah. So I just want to thank everybody here.
And I want to thank you.
Being so good.
There you go.
And
Leslie, too. Leslie's
Oh, and Leslie.
And Leslie's involved.
Our secret weapon.
Yes.
Commissioner Grieco, when you do this, I'll be positive and say when you do this, I think it's important that it become part of our compact. Because we were the first city to do an educational compact. Other cities have followed us. But it's really important that we do this as part of the compact so that they understand that this is a package deal. So, I mean, I know you have it in there, but
right.
I just want to strengthen that because we've talked about how great the compact is, but I sat on this commission when we put it through. It was pretty revolutionary at the time. I think that was what restored some people's faith in public education. I liked it, and I know Tobin will give me a hard time, but I have a kid who went through public school all the way, and in 2 weeks he graduates as a medical doctor. And I know that the school system's always proud of that because he beat out lots of his friends who went to private school, and there's only, I think, 2 or 3 doctors in his entire graduating class. So I'm really proud as a mom. But you guys should be proud because it was what you guys did that really matters. And I have lots of parents who look at me and ask me how, and I'll tell you later it had to do with beating him severely.
Right.
I'm kidding. If you've ever seen my kid, you know that that's not possible. He's 3 times my size.
Cycling.
Commissioner Whitehorn.
But anyway, it has. I want to say, even though Commissioner Steinberg's here, this was Richard Steinberg's baby when he first started, and for us not to go back and thank him from the beginning, we really need to do that.
Thank Richard when you get home.
There you go. So with that, and
tell him I thanked him. That's
just,
better.
Commissioner Whitehorn, with that, I would move my resolution.
Why don't you do it by acclamation?
Acclamation?
Did you say resolution or the referral?
The
Referral.
resolution first.
Referral and resolution.
I've got the resolution first. I'd like to move the resolution, and mind you, the resolution does mention the amendment of the compact.
Okay.
So we included that language by acclamation.
Thank you.
And then the referral as well.
So we'll do it by acclamation both. All right, our last item today is FDOT.
Thank